Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I was live this morning for Honkai Star Rails 2.3 preview live stream situation thing. That VOD is up somewhere if you want to go watch the whole initial reaction. But I thought I'd make a much smaller, like 8 to 10 minute condensed version of what I thought about the live stream. And then watch the preview and go through the characters. And also, there's some Firefly news that you don't know about, maybe. So I'm going to share that as well. But first, I want to go over this real quick. I just want to watch the trailer again, because I always feel like I missed something.
To me, hiding is much easier than being honest. Yet, I still want to try expressing my emotions as any ordinary person would.
Yeah, ordinary.
Someone, my gray-haired friend.
Which I completely forgot about the little button Sparkle was handing out. It's definitely not a bomb, though. There's no shot. Sam is pretty dope, though.
Always remember, don't leave with any regrets.
I thought Firefly was dead, to be honest. This surprised me. Yo, this was tight. And she's voiced by Faye Mata for the English version, at least. Her kit isn't exactly what I hoped, but we'll talk about that when we get there. She looks great, though.
It's been a while, little Yelena. I propose a toast. Since you care so much, speed up the countdown to the future of Penacony and the universe.
Of course there's a bomb on the ship. Why wouldn't there be?
Can I interpret this as the next phase of the simulated universe?
Correction. It's a new subject matter that Dr. Ratio and I have personally agreed on.
That's tight. Alright. So, let's just go ahead and knock this out. They made a whole new simulated universe called Divergent Universe, and you're going to be able to basically customize it however you see fit. And I do mean customize it however you see fit. They also added a new Erudition, or I guess not a new Erudition. It is a new light cone to the simulated universe shop. But we finally have an Erudition cone, so that's something. And quite literally earlier this week, I had been hoarding these, and well, now I don't have any because I put them all into tickets, and now I'm sad. So that's a thing that happened and will be continuing to happen. But as far as that goes, they also gave notice that you can swap characters and stuff at any time. You can change your path at any time. You have to collect certain types of points on the blessings to activate additional effects or buffs. And so it's kind of similar to like the Wuthering Waves simulated universe thing, where to get enough buffs you have to get so many elemental that thing. If you've played, then you know what I'm talking about. Outside of that, it's like fully customizable. You can introduce save states to quickly go back to boss fights to be able to clear and get ornaments faster, which is pretty wild. It's really good. It's a really good update. It makes everything much more streamlined. The whole time they were explaining, I was like, oh, so they made a whole new this is a whole new thing. That's crazy. But I don't see how it helps with ornaments. And then bam, out of nowhere they're like, oh, by the way, you can basically introduce save states to go back to any point in time for the path or the run that you're currently doing, and be able to access it much faster. So, I think overall there's a lot of good adjustments being made here. and I was pretty pleased with what they did with that. And then these are those little additional points. I'm calling them points. I don't know the actual terminology right now. But basically, to get enough types of the path points that you have here to instigate additional buffs. It's like merging path bonuses, basically. You can see Hunt and then the little swarm guys there. So a nice additional feature, I think. Maybe something they were building on from, was it Golden Gears that did that? And then this is the new Erudition light cone that's getting added to that shop. Which, if you didn't randomly cash in all your stuff for basic tickets, you are able to get that right away. This is a new permanent game mode. Because why not? Why wouldn't they do that? We'll take a look at the schedule again shortly. But basically, it refreshes every other Monday, I think is what it was, in terms of the cycles. So now we have Forgotten Hall, we have the Pure Fiction, and now we also have Apocalyptic Shadow. So there's 3 endgame modes that are on a continuous cycle, and they even upped the amount of Jades that we're getting from 600 to 800 for, I think, each mode. So I don't think I don't think I am mistaken when I say the frequency is not diminishing. They're just throwing in a 3rd game mode to keep the cycle going on the same 2-week basis, I think. So if math is correct and I'm understanding everything correctly, which keep me honest in the comments in case I misinterpreted something, it sounds like we're getting 2,400 Jades every 2 weeks now, ish. Somewhere around that. Maybe? I don't know. It's on a cycle. I know it's on a 2-week cycle. We'll go back and take a look at that. But it is 800 per game mode, which is kind of nice. And then we're also getting this, which unironically, I was super excited to have a match 3 type game show up. Like, somebody in chat also said, like, ooh, an Angry Birds clone would have been, like, on point for the Origami Bird, like, a mini game thing. But I'm excited to play mobile games inside a mobile game. Inside a Dream Universe. A mobile game inside a Dream Universe inside a mobile game, which has its own separate reality. There's so much Inception going on here. It's wild. But overall, I thought that this would be really fun. I like puzzle games like that a lot. Like, unironically, a lot. Other people might be annoyed by that. I am very much not. Stellar Shimmer, I think, is another side event that you're going to be able to get Jades and other craftables from down there. And then we did also get 2 new sets, or we'll be getting 2 new sets. In the simulated universe, the new Divergent, whatever, I had thought that we were getting like a replica of Sam's armor, which would have been really tight. But I don't think that that is the case, unfortunately. But one of these is likely meant for Sam, the other one is likely meant for Jade. And then I think we should also be getting new Erudition materials for Jade. We've got some new planar ornaments in here, which is not surprising. I mean, we're getting a whole new simulated universe, so that's not entirely surprising. They did announce on Twitter that we'd be getting an animated short, which basically seems like more Firefly lore slash, just excitement. Right, buddy? And as a lot of the comments are calling out correctly, it is giving Evangelion pretty ferociously. But I am sure that Firefly fans are excited nonetheless, however you see fit. And I think one of the cooler aspects that maybe got missed in this was the fact that there's a whole new area still. They have a boat now,
Only recently, in the wake of
which is really cool.
The Trailblazers have yet to claim responsibility.
There's a ship in the sky, which this is also where that new simulated universe is going to be.
Opens to the public. Only the family's most esteemed guest.
And they get a little bit of background in terms of like what's happening here. But I think the thing that I kind of caught on to that I'm not sure everybody else did, the Boot Hill trailer that we saw, which was this, which also has Aventurine, and Topaz, and Jade in it, which I only ever saw Jade before, because they, you know, heavily spotlighted that. But I think that right there, is the actual ship that we're getting into now. So a little bit of lore drop from the Boot Hill trailer that I wasn't aware of at the time. But this is where we are for the rest of the stuff. The new area looks really good. Firefly in general, which the thing that kind of disappointed me about Firefly, she attacks with swords, evidently. And I just thought like a beam blast from the hand or something along those lines would have been more fitting for a Gundam. But I guess Gundams do use what. I guess we're going more Gundam over Iron Man, which is fair. But it is what it is. I think the suit and the animations and everything looks really good. And they do throw in little bits where Firefly's image shows up, so you get like an inside look, like a POV of, you know what I mean. So that's kind of a nice little touch. They are pandering to Firefly fans, and I'm very happy for Firefly fans. Because they're doing so many little nice touches for the character that anybody who's pulling for her, I think, are going to be, you know, excited about that and everything. She is she's very break effect. Super break, things like that. So, she does pair very well with Harmony Blazer. That's a bummer for Boot Hill, who, you know. But hey, Boot Hill is great in his own right, so that's that, and they even called that out. Oh, and we're getting a new Eidolon for Trailblazer as well. And then there's Jade, which, I mean, I'm not saying Albert dies multiple times during this, by the way. Her animations look really good. And she's got like a whip thing that's like a snake spine, but it's also a staff. I'm into it. She does a lot of like buffing with her special. But it causes them to lose their own HP. So, I feel like the team comps that I have, there's gonna be a good way to use her. Especially given the fact that I have like an E2 Locha that I could probably pair with her. So I think she might run really well with like a Jing Liu team or something. I don't know. But the HP consumption doesn't count towards her if she uses it on herself. She can kind of do a little bit of everything. And I'll show her ult here. The ult is pretty cool. I think if we get there. I've been waiting for Erudition to invest in. The last Erudition character I really used was Zila. The ult. Yup. Bro. I mean, brother man. That's crazy. So a rough time for Firefly fans if you also want to Ruan Mei. This is what the banner is going to look like. Which, by the way, we're getting a free Jueyi within clearing one of the new events, or the simulating universe. I can't remember which one it was. But when you clear it, you get a free Joyeux, which is kind of nice. And then there is a new banner for Jade alongside Argenti. If you wanted Argenti, if you haven't gotten Argenti yet, he's there. And then, honestly, the 4-star options outside of Asta feel a little bit not super great. So, as far as whoever Jade is paired up with, that doesn't feel ideal. And then we also got a brand new light cone for your edition in the form of a Sunday light cone, which is kind of cool. These are the light cones for Jade, which is nice. And then Fireflies also looked pretty decent as well. And then, of course, you know what the other two look like because those aren't new. But as far as the new location goes, the new events, things like that, it looks really good. Like this, for a patch that is basically winding down the main story, they are putting a lot of effort in to 2.3, in my opinion, which is great. Which is great. I love that. This is the new schedule now. And I think they talked about it rotating every Monday.
The permanent challenge stage.
It was literally right there. I don't know how I got that lucky.
Just as before. On every other Monday, the permanent challenge stage is replaced.
Every other Monday, stage gets replaced. So, that's a lot of Jades, honestly, that are going to start piling up. And I'm really happy about Pure Fiction. I'm not sure about Apocalyptic Shadow, but I'm sure I will come to love that as well at some point in the future. And then probably the biggest thing we ended up getting, outside of Albert absolutely losing his mind to a teacup and roast bird. I mean, he was making bird noises, bro. Like, it was crazy. Like, actually crazy. And then he died again. But not only that, not only are they wrapping up Penacony's story with a bunch of content, they also did a little bit of drop for what I'm presuming will be 2.4. And we are confirmed to be going back to the Lofu, basically. And we got like almost a dozen characters dropped, including 2 that have already had drip marketing, which is pretty tight.
He doesn't drink plain soup and has no time for coriander. It's a celebrated
No coriander. Fair enough.
What the heck did I just read? Up next, he's cold and silent as a
I saw a lot of people popping off in the chat for Moze? Moza.
And following close behind him is the Xianzhou Juming delegation.
So there's 3 factions, I think.
The Flaming Heart.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she strikes while the iron is
This was some drip marketing that we had.
the flames operate.
Yunli.
It's one of the flame
Which I don't recall the giant sword in her drip marketing, but
Some wordy intros. And finally, the official host
the one that I personally am most anticipating so far, strictly speaking, because this is one I'm interested in. I don't know what that is, but I'm assuming it's a dope weapon.
as an exceptionally gifted and
Not her, but
who shall remain anonymous for the time being.
I mean, I am a sucker for a Swordmaster. Summer Games Fest. Heck yeah. I think it was him. I think it was him. I don't know. There is a Foxian who is in the Hility Fire, and I think they're going to be a healer because they're medicinal. I talked about it in the drip marketing already. I think that's probably going to be a really good support for Acheron teams, so I'm mostly on the lookout for that. But overall, I will be live later with Summer Games Fest to see what's going on with this. because that's evidently a thing that's also happening. We might get some codes or something. I don't know. They may just literally re-show us what we saw this morning. I'm not sure. But I'll be there to talk about it. I think 2.3 is going to be just awesome. I think it's going to be awesome. I thought the hype of Penacony was over, but they are continuing to bring it again. I'm not ecstatic to go back to the Lofu in 2.4, but I'm going to just suck up every ounce of Penacony I can get, because this is by far my favorite, most anticipated world that I have been aware of so far. So, I'm excited. I hope you are too. And I hope you enjoyed my slightly longer-winded than I wanted to recap. But let me know what you're most excited for in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.